phone calls coming up. Want to check in with Jeff Passan of the Mothership. He's at the winter meetings and providing reports, updates on SportsCenter baseball tonight from Nashville. Thanks for joining us, Jeff. What is the directive from Shohei Ohtani's people to teams interested in signing him in free agency?
Don't talk about it.
But did they actually say don't? I mean, Dave Roberts talked about it.
Yeah, he talked about it, and I hope, for the sake of Dave Roberts, that Shohei Ohtani goes to the Los Angeles Dodgers, because if ever the question were out there, like, did he not go because he happened to make the grave mistake of acknowledging that the most moneyed team in baseball is going after the most money free agents. And when I look at what the important things are to Shohei Ohtani, it's going to be winning at the top. And nobody provides a better ability to win than the Los Angeles Dodgers, who year after year are atop their division and have the highest payrolls. And it's why it's impressive that the Toronto Blue Jays are in as much as they are in the Ohtani sweepstakes at this point.
Okay. We weren't sure why Dave Roberts spoke, the Dodger manager, but then we thought maybe he's got Ohtani. Maybe he feels like, this is a victory lap without declaring victory. No,
it's not there. No.
Okay.
No, nobody feels good at this point. Nobody knows what's going on. The secretive nature of this whole thing is, I feel like it's a wasted opportunity for Major League Baseball.
Yes, we should be celebrating this.
And here's the thing. I think there is a way that Shohei Ohtani can keep the privacy that he wants while leveraging all of the things that exist in modern society to help both yourself and baseball. And here's what I mean by that. It's not like every time he goes and visits a team, he needs to sit there and have a press conference and talk about it and say this and say that. All he has to do is just take a picture in front of a stadium, and people are going to go nuts. Like, oh my God, he's actually visiting this team right now. It's my team. He might sign. And beyond that, the idea be so 2023. When you have social media at your disposal, you have the ability to leverage a narrative in your favor, unlike anything we have ever seen in media history. And not taking advantage of that, I'm not sure it would get him paid more. It probably would, but it certainly would be the sort of thing that I think would help baseball and help Major League Baseball, this sport that has such a difficult time permeating the consciousness of sports in America, to do so in the middle of an NFL season, Dan.
Yeah.
Like, that is an opportunity you're just not going to find with other players, because other players are not of Shohei Ohtani's caliber.
Seton, would you ask Jeff the poll question?
Yeah. Today's poll question we have: would you paying Shohei Ohtani $500 million plus is either a smart investment on and off the field, or too much of a risk with his elbow issues?
1,000 times. B, like, I don't know how many people are saying B. It's not just the question about the elbow, right? You need to look at Ohtani holistically. Let's start here. Aaron Judge got $360 million. He was a year older than Ohtani when he reached free agency. Both of them were coming off of MVP seasons. So you can reasonably say, Dan, that Ohtani is in the 300s. Let's just say 400 million, right? Let's just say 400 million for the bat alone.
Okay.
And I know Judge plays defense, so it's a little bit different, but I still don't think it's unreasonable for 400 million. But the money beyond that he generates through his Ohtani-ness, through the fact that he is the most popular human being in the country of Japan. So you have this international aspect and all of the sponsorship opportunities and everything that can supercharge you as an organization financially, especially if you leverage it the right way. I mean, I'm going to put a small number on this for what's expected to be a decade plus long deal. Let's say it's 100 million right there. We're at 500 already. We're at 500 without even factoring in that he's been a Cy Young caliber pitcher in the past. And look, I have a lot of experience writing about Tommy John surgery and elbow issues. And I understand that generally guys who have 2 Tommy Johns within a 5-year span did not find a whole lot of long-term success when he came over from Japan, was presuming that he's the same as everyone else. He's not. He is, and this is not to suggest he is going to definitively come back and be the pitcher that he was beforehand. I don't think anyone knows that at this point. But the idea that we're going to discount Ohtani from doing something because history tells us others haven't is a fool's errand and a mistake that I'm not going to make twice.
What is the time frame?
I get the sense that a choice will probably be made toward the, I guess we're getting toward the end of this week, around the end of this week. And the physical process is going to be something that's very real and very stringent. They're going to need to do a lot of imaging. A GM who's not involved in the process said, I think Ohtani's going to live in the MRI tube whenever, this is done, because they need to be confident that if they're going out and giving the biggest contract in North American sports history, Dan, a deal that I think in the end is probably going to be closer to 600 million than it is 500 million. If they're giving that out to the guy, then, they need every last bit of confidence that they're not buying damaged goods or that they don't, that something doesn't exist that they don't know about. So if that happens, that's probably going to take a couple of days. And, I get the sense that at some point early next week, we're going to find out what team he's playing for.
I wish baseball could celebrate this. It's a shame.
Let me say this, Dan. I feel like by us talking about this right now, it is a little bit of a celebration. And in the idea that we're putting a damper on this because of a bad decision to try and mute people, like it's not looking at what, we want what it should be, but I'm not going to look at what it is and lament it too much, because we're going to have Ohtani playing somewhere that's going to be an unbelievable story. And still, he's going to go out and do his thing. And this offseason that has revolved around him, Juan Soto is very likely going to get traded today. And it's looking more and more like it's going to be the New York Yankees. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is going to sign somewhere, and it's going to be a ridiculous frenzy with the Mets and the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Red Sox and the Cubs and the Blue Jays and the Giants. I mean, all of the big name teams and big money teams are going to be in on Yamamoto. I think this is kind of a cool offseason. And it is, as much as we wish Ohtani were something different, I just don't want to waste a whole lot of time, my time personally, sitting there and saying, well, what could have been? I could have been 6'3". I'm 5'9", Dan, and it's not great. But you know what? I make the best of it.
With your hair, you're 6 foot. But Jeff,
I might be. That's a fair point.
Have fun in Nashville. Thanks for joining us as always.
My apologies for the lateness, but thank you for accommodating. Time zones are the worst.
Jeff Passan of the Mothership. He's there providing updates on SportsCenter and baseball tonight.